Joining us now is Fitbit co-founder and CEO James Park. James, good to see you. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
I want to talk about your new products and how things are looking in this pandemic. But first, it's been, about 9 months since the planned Google acquisition was announced. I know there have been some regulatory questions, at least if not flat-out challenges. How are you feeling about the likelihood of this going through and Fitbit's prospects if it doesn't?
Yeah, John, we still expect the deal to close sometime in 2020, and obviously Google and working pretty closely with regulators throughout the process. And I'm still very excited about the deal. I think Google's going to have, along with Fitbit, a big impact on people's healthcare.
Okay, so tell me about what healthcare means now, which is something different than it meant last year. How has your business and people's interest in having a real look at how they're personally doing changed during this pandemic?
Obviously, it's very clear that health is at the top of mind for many people. So, I think one of the most interesting things is it's very relevant, the fact that some of our products are launching this fall, including Fitbit Sense. It's the first mainstream smartwatch equipped with EDA sensor to help people with stress management, along with ECG. And maybe a little bit more relevant for COVID-19, sensors for SpO2, or blood oxygen tracking, and also temperature tracking as well.
So what can you say about the blood oxygen tracking and how you think that will help people and what the limits of it are in helping people at this time as they seek to know early whether or not they might be sick?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different health metrics that change as people get sick, possibly with COVID-19, and SpO2 could be a component of that, including temperature, other metrics like respiration rate, heart rate variability, et cetera. All of these things which Fitbit Sense track. And I think one of the more exciting things that we hope to launch to consumers is that we did a big study, which you mentioned earlier, with 100,000 participants. And early results from that study show that Fitbit devices can detect 50% of positive COVID-19 cases a day before symptoms start. And a day is actually really important because it can give people more time to self-quarantine and reduce contact with other people and reduce the spread of the disease.
It sounds like you're trying to ride that window where people, there's this interesting period of maybe hours where people suspect that they might be sick, but can't really put into words the symptoms that they're beginning to express.
Yeah, I think this is all about making what's invisible visible and earlier for people, and that even that short window of time can have a profound impact on people's health and the course of diseases like COVID-19.
How about supply chain? Any fractures or fissures in the ability to assemble components? Maybe it's staffing or something else?
Obviously, supply chains around the world have been severely impacted by COVID-19. For us, we've really had to scramble, and I think our operations team has done a good job maintaining our supply chain. And one of the more surprising things, which actually shouldn't be a surprise in hindsight, is that since health is at top of mind for many people, consumer demand for what we're doing is still staying incredibly strong.
James, aside from the devices, Fitbit also has function inside the app itself for people. So I wonder your perspective. Do app stores have too much control today over mobile distribution?
I think it's incredibly important for whoever's operating these app stores to maintain a level playing field for all the participants, including themselves, and to maintain a competitive landscape. So I think that's really critical for innovation. And when it comes to healthcare, really critical that a lot of these essential products and services are available to as many people as possible.
So what does that mean in terms of payment? What makes sense in terms of the share that an app store should take of the revenue, especially if they might be competing with you, as Apple certainly is?
I can't go into the specifics because I don't quite know, the cost that it takes to operate an app store. But I do think it's really critical that there's a level playing field for all the companies that are operating in a market.
All right. James Park, co-founder, CEO of Fitbit. on the day when they are announcing the launching of new devices that are available for pre-order, including Fitbit Sense. Thank you for being with us.
Great. Thank you.